The future of Iran, what will happen there? There are several serious issues to explain because there are particularly strong transits occurring. Look here, Ketu is transiting very close to Saturn during this period. Ketu is at 16 degrees and Iran's Saturn is at 14 degrees. You know that Ketu moves retrograde. It doesn't go from 16 to 17, 18, 19, but rather backwards 16, 15, 14. So this Ketu is moving toward a conjunction with Saturn. It's currently at 16 degrees and in a few months it will meet Saturn at 14 degrees. Right now Iran is experiencing an attack of Ketu on Saturn. And what do we know about Saturn? It's the planet of structures, the planet that provides solidity to a state's organization. So if Ketu is going to strike Saturn, that is particularly dangerous for Iran's existence as it currently is. Iran has had different phases. It hasn't always been as it is now. Islam predominates today, but it has had a different history before. This Saturn is not in a strong position anyway. Saturn in Leo with Rahu indicates certain restrictions and limitations experienced by the population, especially women. So Ketu's transit approaching Saturn suggests it's time for destruction. For change to occur, there could be destruction at the governmental level, a restructuring of Iran's system, potentially beginning a new era. It could mark the start of a new epoch if Ketu's influence is strong enough. And of course, it also depends on who harnesses this Ketu energy, who supports it to change the power structure in Iran. They could amplify Ketu's energy and attempt to alter the power dynamics. Since Saturn is in Leo with Rahu, the theme of power is central here. Political power under Ketu's influence suggests very strong changes are expected. Just as we saw in Venezuela, which also had difficult transits involving Rahu and Ketu. In Iran's case, I would say it's even more significant. It's also very serious. The changes that will occur could be very radical. So Ketu is moving towards Saturn, right? It will decrease in degrees, okay? And on the other side, we'll see Rahu moving towards something as well. Rahu will also decrease in degrees and will meet Venus in Aquarius. So that Rahu moves in another direction because Rahu is not as destructive. Rahu tends to radicalize, right? This Rahu in Aquarius, remember that Aquarius always represents innovation and evolution. Aquarius dislikes stagnation, a society or country trapped in a system that doesn't evolve. So this Rahu in Aquarius already opposed Ketu last year in 2025, around July or August it opposed Ketu. But now it's moving to meet Venus. When it reaches 10 degrees. So when Rahu meets Venus and during the process of moving toward Venus, both Rahu and Venus are very compatible. In other words, Rahu yearns for Venus's energy. And Venus can to some extent manage and channel Rahu's energy. So there is a certain possibility of positive energy interaction. Thus for Iran, this Rahu approaching Venus. What is Venus? Venus represents feminine energy, obviously. So I would expect that Rahu upon meeting Venus will generate changes, significant evolution in Iran, leading to an improved situation for women in Iran, and the role of women could also evolve there. But for that to happen, there would need to be a very radical change at the power level, because as things stand, it's unlikely that anything will change in favor of women in Iran. So for that to happen, Ketu on the other side must do its work. So there is, in Iran, we have both Rahu and Ketu, the two nodes, each working on their own side in transit, attempting to bring about important changes. Ketu attacking the foundations, attacking Saturn to destroy deep structures, entrenched power structures. And Rahu, which drives an evolution, right? An evolution in society, especially regarding women's lives and their role in Iran. So we have something super intense there. To think that in 2026 these transits of Rahu and Ketu will go unnoticed, or that nothing important will happen, would be strange. It's most likely that something very important will happen, especially considering the influence that the United States with its new President Donald Trump has regarding Iran. So in 2026 something very intense will definitely happen in Iran. Changes that could be radically intense, fundamental changes. And as if that weren't enough at the present moment, we can see Saturn. Let's zoom in a bit here. We can see Saturn, which is currently at 2 degrees, and Mars is precisely at 2 degrees 4 minutes. So Saturn and Mars are practically together in degrees and minutes. That's why the news from Iran is so intense right now. There are many protests, a whole series of confrontations. This Mars belongs to Iran, this Saturn is in transit. So Saturn is also performing another task, another influence on Iran. Saturn transiting over Mars, then it will transit over Mercury and then over the Sun. The most aggressive transit will be over the Sun at 17 degrees. Okay, so we have several future dates to check. We'll look at that in another video, but the situation is super intense regarding the transits over Iran. Well, this 2026 will not be just any year for Iran, so we'll stay tuned to see what happens.